What's up, fam? So, this is a new series. I'm calling it the Origin Series. And I did one with my parents. I first started off, something a little just kind of like home videos, but kind of documenting it because there's some stories I didn't know about my parents, right? There's some stories that, were interesting to me, how they grew up and, before they had me and when they had me growing, all these different stories that, I want to know. And since, I do this for a living, might as well just get the full setup going on, get my parents on. It's a little more private, but it got me thinking, right? The origin stories. I think I'm going to do this more often, right? I'm going to do definitely some origin stories, some buddies of mine, some friends of mine that have, started their companies. I have my cousin. I'm definitely going to get him going. I did a shoot with him not that long ago. Actually, I think about a few years ago. And we never aired it. We just kept it, it's in the family. So now that things are, a little more relaxed, I was around like that special time of of our lives, right? Around the 2020s. So I'm definitely gonna bring them back, or I'll go over there. We'll figure that out. But I want to do this, right? And since this is the channel Vision Media, why not start off with me, right? Vision Media. So for those of you that don't know, this did not always start off as Vision Media, right? It was a hobby I had from back in the day, and nothing. I just kind of did a couple point and shoot shots and this and that. In my other jobs, one of my friends was like, "Hey, why don't you get a camera?" And I was like, I don't know. Right, and I was making some pretty good money, so I was like, why not? Cut to, I went to Best Buy, spent a nice amount of money, bought a little camera, a little Canon, the Rebel. I think it was like T2i, T3i. Back in the day, that's how you guys know. Back in the day, the DSLR cameras. And start bringing it along, start taking some shots, and little by little, I was like, that's cool. Then, obviously life starts happening, kind of puts it aside. Always kind of mess with it every now and then, but nothing too wild, nothing too crazy. And probably, I don't know, 2016, 2015-ish, around that time, I was like, hey, let me get back into it. Started taking some pictures, right? Back in the day, if you guys ever saw me on, on Facebook, back in the day, it was called In the Spotlight Photography. Super long name, I know, but it was my thing, right? In the Spotlight Photography. I did it with my boy Kenny, and we did some pretty cool events together. We did, some pretty cool little videos, and it was just that, some little videos. But then I was like, what? Let me start doing a little more. Started taking more pictures, start doing more things. Then my cousin came over after, Maria, the host, we had a hurricane in Puerto Rico, and he's like, let's go to Miami. Let's go to Wynwood. So we go to Wynwood. We start taking some pictures, and I got a pretty cool shot of him. Right, now, if I can find it, I'm gonna post it up here. If not, whatever. It was a long time ago. But he's like, yo, cuz that came out really good, and messing around. I'm like, yo, you gotta have the vision for it. And it was at that moment. I remember it was in Wynwood by the Wynwood Walls. Shout out to you guys. I wish you guys were to have that free thing again, but whatever. Not gonna get into that. I was like, oh, hold on. So I hopped online, going, typed in, vision photography. That was already taking somebody else. So then I was like, all right, can I get creative with it? So I was like, VZN, vision. I'm like, okay, let me try that. VZN. And something for Verizon popped up. Super weird. But I was like, So the guy, cool. I'm like, hey, cuz, you already have this? So let's go. We went, because I'm taking some pictures, went back to home. When I tell you, that same day, I bought the domain name, I bought the handle, I looked for the to make a logo out of it, made a really little cheap one, probably made a word art. I don't even remember. But we put them together, bam. Vision photos, that's where it first started. That was the origin of that, right, from Miami. That's why I love Miami so much. And the Wynwood, area. So after that, kept on going, kept doing that. Got some merch for it. Got a hat, I love wearing hats. Had to fit it, throw it back. Boom. Went into the little kiosk at the mall. Boom. I'm like, hey, this is my idea. I actually had the logo from this, from a website. They built it for me. I'm like, hey, can you guys put it on a shirt? Put on a shirt. Bro, I was rocking it. I thought I was the man. Man, I got my own company. This is, this isn't that. And that's pretty much where I started just going with that. So little by little, started, getting a little better. Started trying this, buying more lenses for the camera, this and that. And with a few trips, right? And it's just, again, just a nice, a nice little hobby. And I got my first gig. Back, I think it was back then. I thought I was making big money, right? Did a little photo shoot, something super simple. I think it was 5 pictures, something like that. Not properly edited, nothing too crazy. It was for $100. Again, not even close to being good, whatever, right? But whatever, I do what I could do, what I could do. Little by little, started growing that up, making things happen. And then I stayed a little more serious into it. I'm like, okay, let me try this. Let me try that. And then just, some bumps in the road, some, things were happening. So I had to put it to the side. I couldn't really focus too much on it. I had to, get behind something that was real and get a, a real job. And, yeah, I kind of, had that there, but nothing too serious. And then I got a call from my cousin, like, hey, I need you to help me out with this project, right? He was going around interviewing people. He's like, hey, I need another person. Let's make stuff happen. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go. Start doing that. And every time, shout out to my cousin Miguel for that. And they're like, oh, who's that? Oh, he's actually my cameraman, Vision Photography. And that kind of reminded me, like, oh, I am a business, right? Like, let me sit a little taller, let me be a little better at this because, right, let's be real. So I started doing that, do more of that. And around, I don't know, I want to say like 2019, roughly like end of like 2019, I had that going. And I was like, let's make this for real, right? Had done a few events, kind of like back to back, and then I had a really big one, right? It was Fashion Week at this hotel in Fort Lauderdale. I can't say the name because I'm not getting sponsored, but I did it there. Met some great photographers, met some cool people, made some great connections. Bam, we kept on going. And from that, got more gigs with the other people there from the photography side of the world. I learned stuff about the fashion. Awesome. And then, as we know, 2020 comes and it hits, and I was like, well, all right. But before that happened, that was around like March, if I remember correctly. We had this massive event in this place called Mana, right? It's in Wynwood. It's this massive like area where they have like this. Imagine it's a convention center if you want to think about it that way in your own areas. And a big thing for me, right, was always like, man, it'd be kind of cool, to be like a lead photographer, at least a main photographer at my church, right? That was definitely my plan I had. What I wanted to do. I'm like, God, this is definitely a dream of mine. It's something I really want to do. So like, let's make this happen, right? Staying faithful. I'm like, all right, God, let's make this, do my part. I know you're going to show up. Boom. Hits. Well, we'll bleed that part out. That part hits. And it was interesting and amazing at the same time because right before the whole shutdown and everything, I was in a position where I was the second shooter to the main photographer that we had there, right? What does that mean? It might not seem like a big deal for you guys, but you guys understand. I had barely cracked into like the photography at my church, right? And now I'm the second shooter because I'm the one with like the semi-professional camera, with like the knowledge. Definitely God's timing, definitely God's placement in there. Boom, that happens. The thing happens around the world, whatever, and we come back, and they like, hey, like your work, we want to extend to you the offer of the head photographer at the church. I was like, okay. Yeah, I'm down. They're like, all right, cool for sure. And, it took some time, to learn this, to learn that, to get better, to learn like the styles and shooting inside. And because I was mostly a street photographer, but we started working things out. And glory to God, like let's fast forward now to when I'm recording this 2025. We're teaching a bunch of other volunteers. Like now the company's gotten bigger to the point where Vision Media came into about. Where does Vision Media come from, right? You went from Vision Photography, Vision Media. I started doing video, right? Video started taking a big jump. Video started being the thing that we, people want to do. Instagram had the reels. Snapchat had those little stories. So many different things were happening, right? And I had to catch up, right? I'm like, you know what? Let's make this happen. So I knew I couldn't just do photography. I had to do videos too. So to incorporate that, we took Vision Photos, right? Vision Photography to Vision Media, right? From podcast production, to helping people with their websites. I have a couple of buddies helping with that part of it. To, doing photo shoots, for some of my pastors, for other companies. I've done corporate headshots, all these different things, right? These doors start opening up for me. And in August 2024, right? I made the decision. Boom, I left my job. I worked at a hospital. Left that. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go full time. And we are now in March. March right now when I'm recording this. And it's been full time, right? This is it. I'm doing it. God's leading me throughout this. And, to say that it was, definitely a jump. because now I was like, all right, like one thing, and if you guys have ever done this, had like a regular 9 to 5, and then start doing content full time. First kind of time when you don't get a paycheck like when you're supposed to, right? You're used to getting that 9 to 5 or bi-weekly or whatever. You're like, oh, I didn't get paid today. Hold on, what's going on, right? Maybe you guys did. Maybe you guys went straight from like into the the content creation. You guys hit it off. Great for you guys. But that wasn't my story, right? I had to really realize that, like reschedule myself. Like, okay, hold on. This goes here. This goes there, and we're still doing it. Not even close to where I know we can take this company. And I say we because, it is, some friends of mine that, we work together and making this happen. The game plan obviously to have the studio, Vision Media Studios, have that place people can come and do it. And I know that this is going to be a way to document, right? A way to catalog the growth, which is why I'm doing it first. And I'm excited, right? I'm excited for what's coming. I'm excited for the massive things that are on its way. I'm excited just for the greatness that's going to be happening. And it's going to be good. Yeah, it's going to be definitely, I'm excited, and I look forward to looking back at this a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, and be like, wow, that's where we start off at, right? Start off in a small room, recording this, and look where we're at now, right? And it also keeps me, accountable of like, all right, hey, listen, you said it here, right? You said it online, you put it on that there, out there on the world for the world to see. You got to back it up. And I know, God's got my back in this. We're going to expand. We're going to get big. It's going to be not so much about the individual, but the mission, and that it's using our talents for God's glory, right? I've said it multiple times, from podcasts to interviews to different things. Our talents are God's gift to us. What we do with them is our gift to God, right? That's what always been the culture for, for Vision Media, is to use those skills, right? Those God-given skills, those God-given talents for his glory, right? Let him maximize it. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see all that come to fruition. I'm excited for all that to come together. We're going to get after it. So this is it. The first episode, the first of many that I'm excited to do, the origin stories. And stay tuned, guys, because it's going to be a good ride. And I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited for bring you guys along with me as I do this. We're going to get after it. Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can see these videos and these talks and these just little segments that I'm doing right now. And yeah, it's going to be great. And I'm excited to bring you guys along with me. Yeah, stay safe. Make it the best day ever.